Static Shock was a superhero show that aired on Kids WB and Cartoon Network. Saying that it was ahead of its time is an understatement. In fact, I dare say that it aired during a time when it was needed most. Racism, violence, social problems, unhealthy relationships, disabilities, and so much more. It came out during a time when a daring show like this was needed. Static Shock is one of those shows that rarely has any bad episodes. Most of them were standouts that still very much live up to this day, 20 years later even this year. The episode I want to talk about is called Frozen Out, which was Static's only Christmas episode, and this tackled another serious issue that still plagues our country to this day: homelessness. Throughout this episode, our titular hero, Static, is trying to enjoy the holidays, even though he's struggling to balance his home life in addition to being a full-time hero, including being invited to multiple holiday parties being hosted by his friends. During one of these parties, the power goes out because the power station is covered in ice and snow. When Static goes to investigate, he comes across a homeless girl asking for change. However, Static brushes her off, being too busy. This girl is later revealed to be named Permafrost, a metahuman with snow powers. We find out later that her real name is Maureen Connors. Years ago, she was living with her ailing mother and stepfather, who we can assume was probably very distant. Around Christmas time, her mother finally lost to her illness, forcing her to become a foster child. However, she ran away before this came to pass, and became homeless. Throughout this episode, we see multiple ways in how the homeless are treated, no matter how young they are. When she's in the mall later in the episode, we see how she's treated, people ignoring her or feeling uncomfortable around her. Static chases her to her burrow that she's squatting at. Here we actually see that she tried to use her powers to recreate her room, with the only thing not being made of ice being that of a photo of her mother with the stepfather ripped out. This shows that she tried to create a sanctuary for herself, using what was familiar to her, her bedroom, even if it was made out of ice. Mental illness is very much a recognized problem these days, even though it wasn't always back in the day. For the homeless, this is no different. Used to being misplaced and ignored, that does do a lot to the mind. It basically tells you that you're not worth being seen as a fellow human, just a nuisance that's in the way. In fact, in the episode, Maureen said that the voices called her Permafrost. It wasn't a chosen name like Static did for himself. After taking the picture to a reverend, he told Static about Maureen and her past. He also tells him not to refer to her by a faceless term like the Homeless, which he followed up on during their final battle where he finally got through to her. During their battle, Static tells her that they share pain, that he lost his mother too, that basically they share pain, so he gets it, he understands. Then he goes on to ask her why she did what she did. She tells him that it was the families, that they have no idea what it's like out there to be out in the cold and to be ignored. She also tearfully says that she thought things would be better for her when she got her powers, but in doing so, things got worse, saying that she's more alone than ever. Tearfully falling before Static, and he embraces her. And I really like the symbolism here. It almost reveals that there's like a Christmas angel looking down on her. So it's a sign of good things to come for her. Hopefully, anyway. Sadly enough, homelessness is still very much a problem in our country, especially regarding children. Not a lot of cartoons back then or since then have really touched on such a sensitive topic. I think during Christmas, we get too wrapped up in the materialisms that surround the holiday, and it's very easy for that to happen. We can't forget what's really important, why we really celebrate the holiday. On a more personal note, I've noticed that when I got older, I want less and less. This is especially true after I became an uncle and I had a niece and nephew to buy gifts for. I've noticed that the holidays are actually a lot more fun when you're buying for others, especially kids. Maybe some of you feel that way too, or will when you get old enough. During the holidays, let's all try to remember what's really important. Being the best version of yourself you can be and treating others the way that you want to be treated. That's really what the holidays are all about. It's better to give than it is to receive. Not just in the material sense, but also in the generous sense. Giving your time and kindness to someone who needs it most. Anyway, that's about it for this video, guys. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and a Happy New Year, of course. Just Happy Holidays overall. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. This is Jeremy Senpai, signing off.